because the general public always have the impression that royal pardon is always given to the politicians. It doesn't really matter if they get convicted of criminal offence and get sent to the jail, they will always be given royal pardon. So she's sad and Zama Mahidi. Don't worry, okay? Don't worry.
Do you guys still remember Najib?
Of course we do. The guy who stole so much money from our country.
Yeah, 1MDB. Najib was granted a royal pardon in February this year, reducing his custodial sentence from 12 years to 6 years, which means he'll be out in 2028. So you know what? Malaysia's Bar Council has formally challenged the Pardons Board's decision to reduce Najib's sentence, as Malaysian Bar Council challenged the decision as unlawful, unconstitutional, and void.
Wow, they have balls, huh? They have balls.
Of course, it's a cult. It's a cult of lawyers.
Okay, alright, go on.
Basically, Malaysian Bar Council wants to reverse the royal pardon and put Najib in jail for 12 years, which is what it was supposed to be, instead of 6 years.
Or maybe they're just too scared of letting Najib to be the next Prime Minister, which he might be if he comes out. So, the question is?
Yes, the question is, can Bar Council do this? Can they challenge the Agong's power in the court? Or can they even challenge the Pardons Board's power? Are they disrespecting the Agong by bringing this matter to the court? Hi guys! Welcome to this new episode of The Debaters! I am Kwan Yu.
I'm Jason.
Before that, if you've not subscribed to our channel, there's a conspiracy saying that if you subscribe to our channel today, Malaysian Bar Council will be successful in this challenge.
Oh, subscribe. So before we start going deep into the topic, let us tell you what is Malaysia Bar Council first. So the Bar Council is a body that represents around 22,000 lawyers practicing in Semenanjung, Malaysia. Again, excluding Sabah and Sarawak, like we always do. So Sabah and Sarawak have their own Bar Council. Simply just imagine to be like all the Malaysians in Semenanjung, Malaysia as a whole, challenging the Pardons Board decision of reducing Najib's sentence. So
All the lawyers are?
All the lawyers. So who made the decision to challenge the royal pardon? Was it the president of Bar Council that maybe he just didn't like Najib, that's why he wanted to challenge the decision in the name of Bar Council? So no. At the Malaysian Bar Council 78th Annual General Meeting back in March 2024, almost all of the members voted for the Bar Council to file the court challenge against the royal pardon.
Almost all?
Almost all. It was an almost unanimous decision by the members
It's
of
not
Bar
even
Council.
two-thirds anymore.
No, not two-thirds. Almost everyone, almost all the lawyers. So as we mentioned in our last video that Agong can only grant royal pardon on the advice of Royal Pardons Board, we have another video that talks about everything you have to know about how royal pardon works. So make sure you watch it by clicking the small box at the top right corner. So according to Article 42 of the Constitution, the King or the Agong has the power to grant pardons, reprise and respites. So since the Bar Council has decided to challenge the decision of Royal Pardons Board at the court, is Bar Council trying to challenge the Agong's power in giving royal pardon to Najib, or to even question the Constitution? Well, not at all. Bar Council is not challenging the Agong's power or the validity of the Constitution, because the Constitution is already there. No one can change it or challenge it apart from the Parliament with 2/3 votes. Then you can change, you can do anything you want to the Constitution.
Do anything you want.
Yeah,
you
true.
can't do anything you want.
Technically you can, but what the Bar Council is trying to challenge is not challenging the Agong's power. It's all about challenging the process and transparency of the Pardons Board. And this is the reason why Bar Council applied for judicial review against the Pardons Board but not against Agong. It's Bar Council versus Pardons Board plus Najib, but not Bar Council versus Agong. Note the difference here is very, very important. So basically the Bar Council said that the Pardons Board acted unconstitutionally in granting Najib royal pardon before he was due for one. So getting royal pardon is a long process. I will say in the last video already that you have to first put in an application to the Pardons Board, and then they will consider your application and then give advice to Agong as to which person should get royal pardon. But Bar Council said that the Pardons Board was biased in the process, that they allowed Najib to cut you. Okay, there was supposed to be many people in front of Najib that their application for royal pardon should be dealt with first. But Pardons Board just simply ignore them and deal with Najib's application first. And this obviously violated the other people's right to equality, which is an important value under the constitution. So let me give you an example. So imagine the royal pardon as a very famous nasi lemak restaurant, Village X or X Pub, and there's a long queue to get to the nasi lemak. It's normal. So if something is good and famous, you have to wait for your turn. Simple. But then, when you're in the queue, there's someone called Najib. Okay, he's like the VIP of the restaurant. He doesn't have to queue. He can walk straight into the restaurant and get his nasi lemak. How is that fair? You've been waiting there for hours without getting a seat, and you're not eating there, you're starving. Is this fair? So what you want to do in this situation, you will ask that guy called Najib to come out of the restaurant, join the queue like everyone else.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what we call fairness. And this is what exactly Bar Council is trying to do. Bar Council is not challenging the Agong's power or the Pardons Board power, but they are challenging the transparency of the process. And they say the Pardons Board was biased towards Najib. So I think this is very important because the general public always have the impression that royal pardon is always given to the politicians. It doesn't really matter if they get convicted of criminal offense and get sent to the jail. They will always be given royal pardon. They can either get off the jail earlier or they can just not serve the custodial sentence at all. So don't worry, okay? Don't worry. So the Bar Council is trying to make sure that the exercise of royal pardon is consistent with the principles of justice and transparency, which can actually strengthen the monarchy's role by ensuring public confidence, which I see the challenge as a good thing. There is no harm to challenge it. And another very important question, what will happen if the Bar Council application for judicial review is successful? So if the judicial review is successful, the court will declare that the decision by the Pardons Board to reduce Najib's custodial sentence was unlawful, unconstitutional, and void.
I don't know if they'll use those words, but basically it's void.
Yeah, and the Pardons Board will have to go back and rebuild that decision. It's not that the royal pardon will be cancelled, like it's not there anymore. It's just the original decision will be declared void, will be quashed, and then the matter will go back to the Royal Pardon Board, and then they'll have to make sure they follow the process. Like for example, how many people are in front of Najib, they'll make sure the application are dealt with first, then they can only deal with Najib's application.
Yes, and in the meantime, it means that Najib will still have to serve for 12 years until it is his turn. If he gets any reduction of sentences, then that stands. But at the meantime, at that point of the time, once the judicial review is successful, that's it. It's not 6 years anymore. It will be 12 years until his
until the Royal Pardons Board get off a new decision.
Yes.
Okay, so the Bar Council challenge is only the first step, okay? As the court has set the hearing date on 18 September 2024 to deal with the application.
Which is quick, pretty quick.
Yeah, and once the Bar Council is given the permission by the High Court, and then the Bar Council can formally file an application for judicial review, and there will be another hearing to deal with judicial review. Super long process.
What if they come up with the same thing we have seen in the past video? Throw out the judicial review. Say, Bar Council, you busybody.
It will be two super big slaps on the Bar Council. Well, hopefully they don't do it that way. So there will be two outcomes here. The first one, if the Bar Council application for judicial review is unsuccessful, then the royal pardon for Najib will remain valid, which means he only has to stay in the jail for 6 years, which was the royal pardon granted to him.
Of course, this can be appealed to the Court of Appeal by Malaysian Bar Council, so it's not like finished yet.
Yeah, but if the Bar Council judicial review is successful, then the royal pardon for Najib will be declared void and invalid, and the Najib's case will have to be reviewed again. Well, then you might think actually it's pointless for the Bar Council to do all this, because even if they are successful after going through the whole process, which might actually take at least 1 more year for the whole process to be completed, Najib can still be given royal pardon after the Pardons Board reviewed the decision, which I think this is the more likely result. Even if the Bar Council application for judicial review is successful, it go back to them, they'll still give Najib royal pardon. It is still the same, so it sounds like a dead cycle. But the Bar Council is obviously not that stupid lah. They also know this. So the Bar Council has also applied for a permanent injunction to stop Najib from applying for royal pardon unless, obviously there are conditions, unless all criminal charges against Najib have been exhausted. Obviously we know that Najib still have other court cases that are still ongoing. Or the other condition is, or Najib publicly accepted responsibility for his actions and he expressed repentance and remorse for his actions. Do you think Najib will ever do that? I don't know. But in any event,
if he go in front of a camera and say, I'm so sorry, and then he get royal pardon already, why not?
Okay, if he wants to do that, then
Imagine if you go and say sorry, and then you don't have to sit for 12 years in prison.
Sorry, tak saya.
Exactly, will you do that?
That's what girls say. Sorry, tak saya.
But will you do that?
I will. But in any event, there's still a very long way to go for the process, and it's unlikely for us to get a result until next year. And we'll let you know when there's an update on the judicial review. We will keep you posted. So stay tuned for our videos in the future.
Before you end anything, I've got a few comments, and I really hope that Bar Council or whatever newspapers or any lawyers in the future can at least let us know about it. From what I know about judicial review, this case will be revert back to royal pardon. So even if your injunction is successful, where Najib cannot apply for another royal pardon anymore, but then his previous application is still valid. So which means the royal pardon can come back with the same sentence again.
Technically, yeah.
Yes, but then one thing, because he still has other cases, ongoing cases, which are not sentenced yet. So those will be under injunction. So those sentences that he gets, whatever, 6 years, 12 years, 20 years,
yeah,
he cannot apply for a royal pardon for those stuff. Yeah, that's the only loophole and the only smart thing that I think Bar Council is doing.
Yeah, but again, if the Bar Council wants to do this, I don't know, but are they actually challenging the people's right to apply for royal pardon if they are ever convicted of a criminal offence? I mean, can you apply for an injunction to stop people from doing that? Because that's the right for every human, for any Malaysian under the constitution, because the constitution has given that right to you. Can the Bar Council actually challenge that constitutional rights to the court? I'm not sure if the judge will ever grant that, which I don't think that's likely. I don't think the court will grant that as well.
I mean, Bar Council is literally a body with 22,000 of lawyers. So maybe Bar Council will sort of enlighten us with their, submissions and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it will be very, very interesting.
Of course. So yeah, we will definitely keep an update on one. So we'll also keep you updated if there's any update on the Bar Council application for judicial review.
Yes.
So
if you like all this, remember to like our video down there.
Yeah, subscribe. Okay, so the debaters, if you enjoyed the video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Please do not forget to press the notification bell,
ding ding,
so that you will not miss out on any of our future videos. So the debaters, stay curious, stay open-minded, and stay excited for our next video. See ya!